Recently, Khabib's manager Ali Abdel Aziz mentioned in an interview that Khabib's father's wish was for him to retire at 30-0. He retweeted this. It says the boss Ali Abdel Aziz tells Mo Al-Husseini today that the great Abdul Manap's wish was for Khabib to retire 30-0 and that we should expect him to defend his belt before the end of the year against Gaethje. The Eagle is motivated to honor and comply with his father's will. He posted a tweet saying, at Justin Gaethje versus Team Khabib, champ versus champ, the two best in the world at the moment will fight and the best man will win. Henry Cejudo is still campaigning for a fight with the current UFC Featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. He posted this on his Twitter saying, "This is the only fight that matters to my legacy and would cement me as the GOAT of my sport. Who wants to see me make Alexander Volkanovski bend the knee?" Alexander Volkanovski responded back saying, "Get back down your rabbit hole. You're retired." Henry Cejudo ended it off with, "You overgrown midget. Sign the contract and I'll make the featherweight division great again, just like I did for the flyweights and bantamweight."
We better do our test. Another COVID test. Was this the last one?
Mike Perry sends Darren Till a message ahead of his fight with Robert Whittaker. He posted this on his Twitter saying, "I'm rooting for you, Darren Till. Usually whoever I'm rooting for loses though." Michael Chandler on his Instagram speaks on if he'll ever fight in the UFC.
Do I ever think I'll sign with the UFC? That remains to be seen. I'm not worried about the UFC. I'm not worried about ONE FC, PFL, Bellator. I'm not worried about any of those organizations. All I'm worried about, August 7th, stepping into the cage. Well, first of all, passing all of my coronavirus tests, praying to God that Benson Henderson pass all his coronavirus tests, and then get to my fight August 7th, go out there, put on a dominant performance, and then Bellator's got an exclusivity period to make me an offer. I'm sure they will. If they don't, we will negotiate with all organizations out there. So will I ever sign with the UFC? I don't know. Am I willing to sign with the UFC? Absolutely. There's nothing I'd love better than to fight Gaethje and Poirier and Conor and Khabib and all those top 10 guys in the entire world. There's no one better. Nothing that gets me more excited than fighting Eddie Alvarez and finishing that trilogy, of course. But I love Bellator, I love Scott Coker, Rich Chew, Mike Kogan, what these guys have done, what they've done for me and with me, what I've done for Bellator and with Bellator, stepping in on short notice, taking late notice replacement fights, stepping up when they need me to be their champion and go out there and conduct myself. So I love Bellator. We shall see what happens. I'm excited. All I know is August 7th, I'm coming, I'm bringing the pain like I always do, and I promise you it's going to be an exciting fight. And then it's going to be an exciting couple months, and my name's going to be all in the headlines, and we're going to figure it all out. May stay with Bellator, may not. We'll see what happens.
Look at these happy sons of right here, punch each other in the face. Nobody enjoys it more than the coaches. It's hard work out here, yelling at you guys.
I enjoy it too.
It's not easy watching these guys punch each other in the face. I mean, I almost spilled my coffee at least twice. Crazy.
Ronda Rousey in a recent Instagram live with Dana White gives her thoughts on Edmund Shabazian's rise in the UFC.
This Saturday, live from Fight Island. Robert Whitaker and Darren Till are fighting. Then we come back to Las Vegas August 1st. And the main event was supposed to be Holly Holm versus Irene Aldana. That is being postponed to later on this year. And now the main event for that fight is Derek Brunson versus Edmund Shabazian, who you manage, Edmund.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be fun to announce this with you and talk about him. So Derek Brunson is 20-7. He's an All-American wrestler. He's one of the most explosive strikers in the middleweight division. 11 wins by knockout. Edmund Shabazian is a freak of nature. This kid is 11-0, undefeated. He's still only 22 years old. He's won all of his fights by first round knockout except for one. 10 of his 11 wins by finish, 9 by knockout, 1 by submission, and he has 5 wins in under a minute. And he's a great kid.
That's my fighter. That's right. Yeah, little Ed, he's been special. You know, we call him like Neo. He's the one. And like, he is that first generation of kids that only did MMA. He was obsessed with MMA when I was training at the gym. He was actually my like throwing dummy for my Carmouche open workout. He was 15 years old. He was like still like bigger than me. But you know, he was like one of my training partners, and you know, he learned arm bars from me. He was getting beat up by me, and he was in the gym at a very pivotal time, and him and his brother would just like show up with like 10th Planet books and like completely like obsessed. I've never seen like kids more obsessed with MMA, and that was like the first generation of that, you know, like I came up in, you know, judo and other things, and MMA became a thing that everyone else had to adjust to when they were already experts in something else. And little Ed, which we called him little, but now he's gigantic. He is the first generation of those kids that MMA is all he did. There is no style that he had to conform into MMA with. MMA is his style, and it is like, it's not like he's just mediocre at everything. Like, he is just awesome at everything. Like, this kid started off like destroying everyone in grappling tournaments and destroying everyone in boxing tournaments, and then when he started like doing MMA, it was just a no-brainer. Like, we assumed that he was going to break John Jones' record as the youngest UFC champion, and now like a global pandemic might slow that progress down a little bit for that exact record, but
not much. We were only off for like 6 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I know, which is insane, but it just speaks to the inevitability of his championship reign. Like, it's not if, it's when. This kid is special. He is one in a generation, and I know what the fuck I'm looking at, and you know what you're looking at, and it's interesting to finally be in this time where everyone else is starting to take notice, you know, because he's such a sweet and quiet kid, but man, he's a fucking killer, you know, and when people actually take a moment to watch him, they will never be able to forget him.
And this is the biggest test of his career. Brunson's number 8, he's number 9, and obviously a win puts him in, you know, Kelvin Gastelum just lost. Then you're looking at Gastelum, Till, Romero, Hermanson, Cannonier. I mean, if he can get through Brunson and he wins this fight, it's straight killers after that. He's coming into the, you know, he's looking at breaking into the top 5, which is very, very hard to do in the UFC.
I mean, I really think it's not if, it's when. Every person, every heavyweight, professional heavyweight I seen sparring with this kid when he was 16, were like, who the f- is this kid? Like, everyone has trouble with him. Everyone underestimates him. And I think that's a huge advantage that he has, but it's not one that he's going to have for very long, because people are going to realize what a force to be reckoned with that he is, but it's not an advantage that he needs, because he doesn't need people to see him coming or not. He's coming regardless.
Boom. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The new main event, Saturday, August 1st, is Brunson versus Shabazian. And thank you so much for taking the time with me to announce this. We miss you. I love you. And have a safe trip.
I'm really glad we got to do this. We need to do this more often.
We should. Exactly.
All right. Well, go keep conquering the world and planting flags on Fight Island.
Thanks, honey. Have a great day. Have a safe trip.
Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.